I'm very happy to have with me Ali Arfa, who is the uh, data brain of EUPD Research, managing a lot of the data they are gathering. And I'm happy to have him with us presenting on residential rooftop solar market developments post the energy crisis. He will focus mostly on Europe. Ali, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes, wonderful.
Okay, great. And can you also see my screen now?
We can
Or
see
do you see me?
We see you.
Okay, now,
Have to share.
yeah, let me see. I think it should be this one. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you, TaiyangNews, and also Santoshi for all the coordinations. And thank you, dear participants, for being there, for coming out to hear me talk. My name is Ali, data manager at EUPD Research based in Bonn. Today, I will try to bring a couple of insights to you for the residential solar market in the EU. For those of you who do not know EUPD Research, we are a research certification and consultancy company based in Bonn. We've been in the market and in the business since early 2000s. And the technologies we are mostly focused on are solar PV, EV heat pump, and energy storage systems. Very briefly, I would like to, because honestly, I forgot to put the agenda slide here. So before I go to the next slide, I would like to tell you what I'm going to talk about today. First, I will walk you through the macro PV data, the installations in the EU. Then I will dig deeper into the residential solar, and then I will give you some insights about some research we've been doing recently about the average residential PV sizes in system sizes in Europe, the biggest average system markets, basically, with regard to residential systems. The market value, something I calculated recently, it would be interesting for you. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a little bit of insight, especially with regard to the solar PV residential workforce in some key European markets. The insight we get from one of our flagship reports, as Michael mentioned, Installer Monitor. First and foremost, as you all know, we have come a long way since 2019 of 124 gigawatt installations. We've reached 279 gigawatt of cumulative installations in the EU. And please note that here I'm talking only about EU, right? Countries or markets like Norway, Switzerland, and UK are not among these markets. When they are, I will simply mention that. So please keep that in mind. So 279 gigawatts of cumulative installations was reached. The top three European market or EU markets are Germany, Spain, and Italy. Germany 82.5 gigawatt, 39 was Spain, and around 30 gigawatt of cumulative installations was in Italy. My expectation is that next year, if we install around 72 gigawatts of PV in 2024, we will be reaching 351 gigawatt of cumulative installations in Europe by the end of 2024. With regard to annual installations, you can see from only 18 gigawatt of newly PV installations, we've reached around 63 gigawatts of installations. And you can see there is a small typo in the text and that's because I very recently changed Poland. My estimation was about 4.4, but it was 4.6 by the end of 2023. So now it should be not 62, but 63 gigawatts of PV installations, new PV installations in 2023. Again, the top three markets with regard to total newly PV installations in 2023 have been Germany, Spain, and then Italy. These three markets together installed around 29, let's say around 30 gigawatt of PV, which is almost half of all newly installed solar PV in the European Union. And as you might all know, it's Germany who's been the forerunner with 14.9 gigawatt DC in 2023. Now, comparison of last year and this year of the installations of these top three countries also gives us some insight. Germany almost doubled its capacity in 2023 with a year-on-year increase rate of 99%. Italy did even better. They more than doubled their capacity, 111% of year-on-year growth. And then Spain. Spain had only 5%, but still the second largest PV market in the EU. Another important development is that in only quarter one of 2024, this year, Germany installed around 4 gigawatts of new PV systems, which is, well, precisely or more precisely said, it was around 3.95 gigawatt. And Italy installed 1.7 gigawatt of PV installations. If the same speed is kept throughout the year, we are going to break the record of 2023 and 2024 in both markets. So yeah, and well, our estimation is that in this top three leading countries, Spain, Italy, and Germany, around 32 gigawatt of PV will be installed by the end of the year. Now, this is the part we have been waiting for. So what is the share of residential PV? First, I would like to draw your attention to the range that we are taking for residential. It's, as you can see in the legend of this graph, it's up to 20 kilowatts. And now you might ask yourself, why is it? Is it not too large for a residential system? Yeah, you're right. We also we have data in our databases. You can see the source is Global Energy Transition Matrix. It's an online platform that we use as a database at EUPD Research. There, our range is still 10 kilowatt, excuse me. But we decided recently that we need to increase that range to 20 kilowatts because of the studies we did, as the average residential sizes are increasing. Incentives are pushing for larger scale. Self-consumption is increasing. The prices are going down, and the governments are pushing for more residential. So we thought for this year and the coming years, it's safer to get 20 kilowatt range for residential, and hence I have taken this range for this presentation as well. As you can see, in Germany, out of these almost 15 gigawatt of installation in 2023, around 5 gigawatt was in this range of residential. And the other 8 markets, you can see Netherlands, Italy, Austria, and Poland, and all the way to the Czech Republic, were the top residential markets in the EU. Now, Germany, Italy, you can see they are big markets with regard to the size of the residential segment. But I should add to it that the markets that are dominated, absolutely dominated by the residential segment, are the ones, the flags of which you can see on this graph. So Czech Republic is absolutely dominated by the residential segment. 85% of the market is residential up to 20 kilowatt. And after that, it's Belgium, obviously. And then if you check the data of Flanders, for example, Wallonia and Brussels, you see it's 73%. I think in 2023 it went even down a little bit, and that's the reason was because of the green electricity call last year in Flanders, which was supporting incentive schemes, supporting systems up to 750 kilowatt. And it's even went a little down, but still 73% of the Belgian market is residential. And then it's Austrian market and the Dutch market, which is which are the top 4 residential dominated markets in Europe or in the European Union. Another interesting insight that I thought I should bring to this session is the average residential system sizes in the EU. So in a study we did recently, we realized that the average residential system sizes, again, I repeat myself, up to 20 kilowatt systems is less than 10 kilowatt. I'm not going to tell you exactly what the number was. It was less than 10 kilowatt. And the largest residential system sizes were installed in Austria, Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, and the Czech Republic. In Austria, the average system size is around 13 kilowatt in this range. Sweden, Norway, Switzerland was around 11, and Czech Republic was around 10. These markets are followed then by Denmark, Germany, and Poland, each with systems up to 9, average system sizes of 9 kilowatt. Now, what is the market value of all these installations? So according to this data and a very, very rough calculation, I just went very briefly on, very quickly on the website of PV Exchange, and you know they have a price index monitor. Again, I think this is also a news for you for last month, the prices for the high efficiency modules are going down. Mainstream modules are still the same at 13 euro cent per watt peak. But when you do the calculation, what I decided to do was to get the average yearly price and 30% of high efficiency systems and 70% mainstream modules. And the result in only the top 5 markets in the residential segment was that the market value last year was $2.4 billion worth of modules only. Please pay attention. It's only net value of modules without installation costs, without transportation, it's just the value of the PV modules. Again, PV Exchange says if in Germany, for example, if you want to include the rest of the costs, you need to multiply it by 6 or 10 to get the other costs included. The same markets in 2024, although the number of the size of installations increase, it's going to be to around $2 billion, and it's because the system the price is going down. Again, I took the average of 2024, the data that was out until last month. France will also be replacing Poland with regard to residential PV. All in all, last year in 2023, across the European Union, around 5 billion, the market value of the residential segment was about 5 billion euro. Now, is it all fun and games? Is it so easy to just land all this money in our pockets, in the industry pocket, in the installers' pockets? Let's see, it's not that easy and not always fun games. And that's why I added these slides here from the installer monitor, and that's one of the biggest problems and issues we have in the especially in the residential segment, because it is a labor-intensive segment, and the shortage of skilled workers and workforce has always been an issue. Last year, it was a catastrophe, but this year, when we compared the data, I could confidently say that it's improving, and this is good news for all of us, I guess. Now, again, please pay attention that these are, as you can see, the N, these are from a sample group of installers. This data is taken from a sample group in 2022, residential installers around 293, 2023, 300. 3 installers across Germany were asked about the average waiting period for PV installations. As you can see, in 2022, around 63% of all the installers said that their clients had to wait between 4 to more than 12 months from their initial point of contact to receive their service and their installations. You can see in 2023, 36% said the same thing. This was a promising improvement. However, the problems still exist. This is still 40%, almost 40% of all the clients who have to wait all this time. But there's still a lot of room for improvement. Another problem that the installers mentioned or were concerned with was that they still have shortage of specialist staff. You see 33% said that. Again, it improved. There is the percentage of those who said there is a balance was 54 improved, but again, 33%. And if you go back to this 36% and then here 33% cross-check the data, you could realize that this makes sense. Again, the situation is improving, but still there is a lack of specialist staff when it comes to residential installers. In the case of Italy, the same, right? So 2022, among 100 installers, 58% of them said that the clients had to wait 2 months from the initial point of contact to receive their installations. In 2023, among 150 installers surveyed, only 22% said the same thing. Again, promising news. It's good news for all of us busy in the industry. The same, I didn't put the data there. Well, sorry, let me explain this and then I will go to that. The same thing is here for the current order. The specialist staff is also 21%. Again, the situation compared to 2022 is increased, but room for improvement. And what I wanted to say is also we checked other markets like the UK. Other surveys will be finalized soon, Spain and Portugal and the rest. But what I noticed in the UK is exactly the same thing. In the UK, the Brits are even doing a better job. And the problem is being lifted even faster than Germany and Italy. Good news for all of us. Now, I think I am on time. 17 minutes. Fast. So now key facts and concluding remarks. This is the concluding slide of my presentation. So around, as I mentioned earlier, 20 gigawatt was the new size of the market, residential PV market in the EU by the end of 2023, new installations. Top 5 PV markets last year in the residential segment were Germany, Netherlands, Italy, Austria, and Poland with regard to the market size. As I mentioned earlier, when it came to the markets dominated by the residential segment, not by market size, are Czech, Belgium, Austria, and the Netherlands. What was the market value last year? The market value was 4.9 billion. And in 2024, our estimation or our forecast is that 24 gigawatt of new PV will be installed in the EU in this segment. The top PV markets are going to be the same, but France is going to be replacing Poland this year because, as you all know, Poland is being focused more now on the larger scale systems, as it is in their targets and in their macro policies. And the EU residential market value is going to be around 3.8 billion this year as well. Now, on that note, thank you very much. I think I was on time, Michael. So thank you very much for your attention. There's a lot of other insights and data on our side. Installer, monitor, get matrix, prosumer, monitor, and so on and so forth. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We can jump on a call, exchange ideas and insights. And well, obviously, if you are in Munich next month, looking forward to meeting you in person in Munich. Thank you.
Thanks, Ali, for this great overview. If anyone has questions, please write it down in the chat, and Ali will look into that over the course of the event. We will also have Ali speaking later at the panel at 12. Thanks again, Ali.
You're welcome.